Waking up some days, you might feel really good and you're like, oh, I want to do stuff. And then waking up other days, you might also think you want to do stuff, but then you realize you don't and you hate everything about yourself and you just don't want to do anything. Look at that. Despicable. What I'm trying to say is you've clicked on this video because I said that feelings are temporary and you're thinking, what does that mean? And this is a direct application to business because sometimes you wake up and like this is probably going to go against a lot of what people say because a lot of people say that you shouldn't and you don't need motivation to get stuff done. And it's not necessarily about motivation. This one, it's more about feelings. And I've seen people like Leila Hormozi, for example. She has this thing. She's like, fuck your feelings, follow the plan. And like, I get it. Cool. Follow the plan. Yeah, it makes life easy. But sometimes you wake up and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's what you ate. Maybe it's how you slept. And you just feel like really good. And you just want to get shit done. And like, I think that doesn't happen all the time. Especially to me. Sometimes I wake up, I'm like, fuck, I don't know what to do. Sometimes I wake up, I'm like, oh, this sucks. And that's fine. That's part of it. Because when you wake up and you don't want to do anything, maybe you don't. Like, maybe you shouldn't do anything because the stuff you do might be really bad. On the contrary, if you wake up and you feel really good, you need to make the most of that. You need to double down because when you feel good, you want to do stuff. Like sometimes I wake up and I'm like, fuck, I can't wait to film a video and I film it. Sometimes I wake up and I don't want to film a video and I don't want to film it. I actually wasn't going to film a video today because I was like, I filmed one like every single day before today. But then I was like, So, and then I was like, oh, maybe I just should, you know? There's nothing coming out that's completely frozen. Look at this. Sorry for the intervention, but look at that. Do you see that? I had this in the freezer. Oh, this is chaos. But how do you wake up and feel like doing stuff? Because that's the hardest thing. It's like, why do you wake up and you actually want to do stuff? And I guess my trick is if you wake up, you don't know what you're doing, that's when things start to go wrong. Because you wake up and you just like, for me, for example, all my work's on my computer, sometimes my phone. And I wake up and I look at my computer and I'm like, there's a million things I could do, but I don't actually know what I'm doing. There's so many different focus points. There's so many things I want to try that I sometimes just look at my computer, I look at my like to-do list. And there's nothing there. Or it's like, I don't know what to do. And waking up in that like uncertain and unknowing position is going to be a detriment to your success. And you're going to have a really hard time actually doing anything. And you're feeling unmotivated and you're just like, fuck, like why don't I bother? I might as well just give up and not do anything today. Like that just you know, what's the point? But if you wake up and what I like to do is, this is something you need to do the night before, is have a to-do list. And the way that I schedule my to-do list or like my plan for the day is have 3 things. So the top 3 things, those are the things you have to get done, non-negotiables. What I like to do is make these semi-easy. Make sure that there's no way in hell that you couldn't get these done. Don't rely on someone else. Don't rely on something to happen so that these can get done. And don't make it a really big task that you there's no way you're going to be able to finish it, because that's when you're going to fail. So make these 3 things the things that you can actually definitely do, certain, right? So you get these 3 things done. Awesome. You feel good about yourself. You're feeling a bit like, oh, I've done something today. Then from there, you have the additional tasks. And this is things you can play around with. These are probably tasks that you can't get done in one day. They're tasks that maybe they'll take a month. But there's some things you want to get done, and maybe tomorrow they'll be in your top 3. Maybe in a week's time they'll be in your top 3. But if they're not in your top 3 now, that's fine. But these are things now, if let's say you've got your 3 things done and you're feeling good, this is where now you start to bring some of those other tasks up and you just start busting them out one at a time. You never know, you could get 20 things done, you could get everything done. I don't know. It just depends what your tasks are. But this way of doing things means that, let's say opposite to this, you have a list and there's 20 things on it. You look at it, you're like, fuck, I'm overwhelmed. I don't even know where to start. What's going to be easy? And you feel shit. You finish the day off. Maybe you've ticked 2 things off. You're like, 2 out of 20, I'm a failure. This has been such a bad day. Whereas if you have just 3 things you have to do and you get them done, there's no way you're failing that day. There's no way you're going to go to sleep and be like, shit. So planning your day is crucial, and plan it the night before, because you wake up in the morning, you don't want to be thinking about planning, you want to be doing, because For me personally, and I think this is very much a boy thing, is you wake up in the morning and you just need to get shit done. You want to get shit done. I just want to get everything done as soon as possible. I'm just like in a rush. I don't know what it is, but I'm in a rush to get stuff done as soon as possible so I can relax. That's just a me thing, or that's a boy thing. But you want to wake up and be able to go running. You want to be sprinting. You don't want to be waiting. Someone's building a house above me. But basically, you still wake up and you have things on your list and you still might not feel like you want to do it. That's fine. Don't do it. Give yourself a bit of time to go to the gym or like do something that's not work. That's what I like to do. When I'm out of ideas, especially, I go to the toilet, come back, ideas. You just have to program your brain to not think of these things. But then the days that you wake up and you're feeling motivated, you're feeling energized, you're just feeling good. That's when you have to do 10x what you would do on those days you feel shit, so you make up for it. So at the end of the day, every day's the same. Like, you know, the average out, every day's the same. But some days are going to be better than others. Some days are going to be worse than others. And that's just part of the game. Now, listen, I'm not that crazy of a worker. I know it might seem like if you start your own business, you have to do lots of work all the time. And that's definitely not the case, because sometimes I wake up and I do nothing. Sometimes I wake up and I'll build an entire website. I'll spend 12 hours on it. The differences are insane. And I think the thing about having your own business is that you're not really working a 9 to 5 schedule. It's not like you wake up, I'm going to do my work, go home. It's kind of, you've probably heard the term seasons. And the seasons just means like there's a chunk of time, let's say it's a month, let's say it's 3 months, whatever, where you're working on a project. Let's say you're working on launching something, you're working on bringing out a new product, or a new service and offer. And you have to, for that 3 months, that's all you're focusing on. And you might work weekends, you might work nights, you might work absolutely non-stop because you want to get this done. For example, Pen and I were just brainstorming this morning, and we are going to start making a course. And first we have to make a free course, and we want to make a lead gen. Something I'll get into a bit later on if you guys are interested. But basically, for this period of time, we're going to be sprinting. And we want to sprint until we can get this thing done. And then once it's done, once it's launched, we're probably not going to do anything. We're probably going to like take a month off. We might go traveling, whatever. But it's this on and off period. It's like, I want to get this shit done. I get it done. And then it's done. Move on. You string along, you work your days, you string along, the project gets on forever, because you don't really care about the success or completion of the project. But when you're doing it for yourself, all you want to do is get it done because you're so excited for that finish where like maybe you finally make some money or you make some sales or whatever it is. And that's awesome. That's something you should be excited about. But during these sprints, during these times when you're doubling down, you're waking up and you're feeling good, get it done. You need to be able to stay in that mindset constantly over and over. And I think when you're working towards a goal, when you have this finish line for something in mind, you're going to wake up every day and you're going to be motivated, you're going to be excited to do something. So set yourself these things to do. Set yourself like these, it doesn't have to be like, it's not goal setting, it is project setting. It's something you're working towards to try and get successful. And it's very exciting, it's very fun. So the last thing I'll touch on is plan. You fail to plan, you fail to succeed. It's an easy thing to do. Put stuff in your calendar, write it down. I said to Pen this morning, the things you're like, I don't know, 95% more likely to do something if you write it down. So just write it down. Go to the gym, write it down. Do some work, write it down. Eat food, write it down. Stuff you have written down, you're more likely to do. And it's an easy start if you're struggling with productivity or getting things done. So do that. When you're feeling good, work hard. When you're feeling bad, relax. Don't be like a slob for 10 days in a row, but just relax, take it easy. And things will be okay. Things will be fun. So if you enjoyed, let me know. If you have something you want me to tell you about, let me know. Quickly, this is what we've just planned for our course. So it's going to be a 3-part series. This is very fresh. I don't even know if this will happen. It's going to be about business, creative thinking, branding and advertising, and client and lead gen. And this thing's going to be simple. It's going to be basic. And it's not going to be overwhelming because creatives, our attention span's small. It's hard to get dialed in sometimes. It's hard to like want to spend. If you open up a course 17 hours, 3 hours, yeah, maybe I could do that. So keep an eye on that. I've also filmed in D-Log today, so the colour might be a bit nicer. And I realised that white t-shirts is not for me. I had a white t-shirt on yesterday. I hated it. Super random, but I hated it. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, because I'm losing subscribers, but that's part of the game. And like and comment if you enjoy the video.